Hey guys, so we are going to be taking a look at the Dokkan now for the 2023 worldwide celebration. So I actually did do sort of like a live stream with Truth on his channel, looking at the JP live stream, because we were thinking maybe there's going to be additional information over there. I don't believe there was any additional information on the JP stream. So I pretty much know like the gist of what we got going on here with these new characters and all the different things that they announced during the stream here. So we're gonna skip a lot of the fluff and just get right into the big time info here. So let me just scroll over to the characters, because that's what everyone's here to see, are the characters, right? And then after that, we'll take a look at some of the stuff. Oh yeah, one thing I do want to just quickly show is, because this is not, I don't believe, live in game yet, but this is actually a skill over event here. This is going to be an event that can be, it says right there, 3 times every 7 days. It's very similar, I guess, to like the Metal Cooler event last year, where you can link level your characters easily if you run this event 3 times every 7 days. So should be pretty good. I mean, it doesn't really take that long to do it, so that's good. That's good. In terms of Extreme Z Awakening characters, we of course already knew that the Tech Trunks and the AGL ZAMASU are going to be easying thanks to the news. And then now we also know that the Intmai and the Gawasu and ZAMASU are also going to be easying at the same time, so that's really nice. All right, so we have the 2 new Dokkan Fest characters. Of course, we have a fusing Blue Goku and Vegeta, and then we have a merged or fusion ZAMASU who turns into Infinite ZAMASU. So there's animations here. I'm not going to go through all the animations. I will say that Vegito's animations look insane, because they did the Dokkan original. I'll have them play in the background. They did the Dokkan original animations for this character, because at this point they've pretty much used all of the existing Vegito Blue animations, because he appears for like 8 minutes in the anime. His full screen time was like 7 or 8 minutes or something like that. That's really, really short. So there's not a ton of animations to go by with Vegito. I actually think it's really cool that they decided to go with the Final Flash, because we've never seen Vegito do the Final Flash. So that's cool to see. And then here we got the Vegito Special, is what they called this one. Yeah, the Vegito Special 18 Key Super. Again, this is a completely original animation created by Dokkan. Again, because they probably just ran out of animations for Vegito. But this looking as good as it does, I think really bodes well for the future for characters that don't have a ton of animations, like Beast Gohan. Like, dude, Beast Gohan? You guys think Vegito Blue has a few minutes of screen time? Beast Gohan does 1 attack. Well, technically he does 2. He kicks Cell Max and he does the special beam cannon. So, like, Dokkan is going to have to figure out some way to create some original animations for the next Beast Gohan that comes out. And the same thing for, like, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as well. We've already gone through all the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta animations. Well, pretty much all of them. So, this is a way that they can, you know, sort of make those characters that they've done a bunch of times before feel new and fresh. Same thing with like Super Vegito, although Super Vegito has a lot of animations they haven't done because that fight is so long. Like Super Gogeta from Fusion Reborn is one that comes to mind. So yeah, that's I think something that they can do to make those characters look really, really good. And then we have ZAMASU. Again, his animations are pretty good. They're definitely a lot shorter than Vegito's. So let's forward to the details here. All right, so I didn't particularly look at like super in depth at the passives, just because I didn't have enough time to translate everything while I was doing the live stream. But one thing that I was really, really impressed with, and that I think is a really massive W, are these leader skills. These leader skills are crazy, dude. Look at this: Battle of Fate, Future, or Power Beyond Super Saiyan. 170 key plus 3. The additional 30% is to Realm of Gods or Time Travelers. And then if you're not on any of those categories, Super Class gets 3 key, 150% attack and defense, and HP. So you could put any Super Class character on this unit's team, and then they get the extra stats if they're on those categories, and then they get extra stats on top of that if they're on Realm of Gods and Time Travelers in addition. This is a really strong leader skill. And I'm actually really, really looking forward to, you know, running ZAMASU, because of course ZAMASU has a similar leader skill to this, and we know how what's the best way to phrase this? We know how unfortunate of a situation extreme class characters are in this game at this point. So to have a blanket leader skill where you can pretty much just run any extreme character on the team with ZAMASU, that is a really, really good idea that they had for these leader skills here. All right, so here, let's look at the passive. God Smashing Power. All right, so activates the entrance animation once only, defense plus 100%. guards all attacks for 4 turns from the start of turn when there's another Future Saga category ally on the team at start of character's attacking turn. Okay, so that's the entrance buff. So they get 100% defense and guard for 4 turns, which is actually pretty good. 4 turns of guard and defense, that's nice. And then they get 3 key, 100% attack and defense. Then they get key +2 per key sphere, type key sphere obtained. So that's, I guess, excluding rainbow key spheres, right? Then they get additional attack and defense +50% and attacks effective against all types when there is a Realm of Gods category enemy. Which, of course, I mean, this character, I mean, the Dismal Future Red Zone, we're probably going to end up getting some kind of Merged ZAMASU stage. So they're obviously gearing this character up to probably be super powerful against that ZAMASU. And that ZAMASU will probably be STR type because these guys are HEL. Then they get an additional defense, 150% and high chance of evading enemies' attacks as the first attacker in a turn. Okay, so they're going to have guard. What is that? 350% defense in slot 1 with a high chance to dodge. That's pretty good. Okay. Then they get an additional attack plus 100% and defense plus 50% and launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack as the second or third attacker in a turn. And then they launch an additional super attack when key is 20 or more. So let's just count all the additional supers they can do. So they can... They have a 50% chance to do a super in slots 2 or 3. They guaranteed do an additional super when they have 20 or more key. Then they're, of course, doing the normal attack. Then they could do a hidden potential. So they can super 4 times in slots 2 and 3. Okay. That sounds pretty good. And then... oh, yeah, here's the... Did they not put the super attack effects? The JP stream had the super attack effects. So if they don't have those here, then we can go back, I guess. Did I miss it? Hold on, maybe I'm going... Okay, so here's their categories. We missed this. Yeah, it's infinite amount. Look at how many teams they're on. This is insane. All right, so I don't think they put... Oh, here we go. They did post them. Okay. So the 12 key super attack is raises attack and causes colossal damage to enemies. So they're infinitely stacking attack. Keep in mind, if they're supering 4 times per turn, so they're stacking defense on the 18 key. So they're going to be stacking defense. And if you get the 3 additional supers, they're going to be stacking attack 3 times. It's very similar to the GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta 8th anniversary unit. The only difference is that this character is stacking defense on 18 key and not raising attack again. So, I mean, they're still going to be able to raise their attack a lot, though. All right, so we saw the passive. Here's the active skill. Now, this is the one area where I'm a little bit nervous because, yeah, we'll take a look here. So active skill conditions can be activated when HP is 70% or less, starting from the 5th turn from the start of turn, or when there's another Future Saga category ally attacking in the same turn, or a Future Saga category enemy starting from the 7th turn from the start of turn. So the reason why I'm not really the biggest fan of this is because whenever you start combining turn restrictions and HP restrictions, that's when things become a little bit too restrictive, in my opinion. So it has to be turn 5 or later, and you have to have under 70% HP. This is actually, I think, isn't this just exactly what Super 17's transformation condition is? Which, I mean, you guys know how tough it is to get them to transform. So a lot of the time, the reason why this is like not great is because a lot of times, even with the super difficult content stages, well, at least, you know, for players like me who have, you know, I was gonna say startup characters, but like rainbowed characters, you typically don't tend to really get to like turn 7 or 8 and stuff like that with these units, with these teams that you're running that are like super mega powerful. So what's going to end up happening probably is you're going to have a lot of runs through tough content where this character is probably just straight up not going to be able to fuse, right? Because if you don't get the HP restriction fulfilled, then you're waiting until turn 7 to fuse with Goku and Vegeta here, which is definitely not ideal. But we'll see. We'll see what kind of new stages they come out with during the anniversary. Again, this Dismal Future Red Zone event is certainly looking to be, you know, the later stages, because we right now we only have 3 stages. We have the Android, First Form Cell, and then Rose. We're probably going to get at least 2 more stages. So hopefully those stages end up lasting a lot longer than what we have right now. All right, so those are the active skill conditions. Okay, so now we have Vegito Blue here. So the 12 key super greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to enemy, and lowers attack and defense. So 50% raise on his 12 key for 1 turn. And then we have the 18 key super attack. Vegito special. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to enemy, and then raises super class allies defense by 50% for 1 turn. Do you guys realize how stupid this super attack effect is? He's getting his own 50% attack and defense raised for 1 turn, right from the beginning. And then he's giving the entire rotation 50% defense for 1 turn. So he's basically, I mean, he's essentially I don't know how this would calculate. I don't know if it's like one activates first and the other one activates, or if it's the same time, but basically he's massively raising defense, isn't he? Not only is he massively raising defense, he's greatly raising his own attack, and then he's giving the rest of the rotation 50% defense. That is insane. This is one of the best super attack effects we've ever seen. Okay, sure. Let's move on. All right, so here is the passive, All-Rounders Grand Performance. Key +5 and attack and defense plus 250%, just an absolutely insane number. Then he gets an additional key +2 per key streak obtained, so this character is not going to have any issues at all with key. 5 key, and then he's getting 2 per key streak obtained. That's insane. That's the 8th anniversary character's ability, pretty much. Attacks effective against all types, sure. Reduces damage received by 30% before attacking. So if he's getting AoE'd, or if he's in slot 1 before he attacks, right? And then he's getting an additional 20% damage reduction and a 50% chance to dodge. And then also launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super as the first attacker in a turn. Don't forget, this character is stacking defense on his 18 key super attack before he fuses. So assuming you've done enough of those, he's going to have 50% damage reduction and a 50% chance to dodge, and all that stacked defense in slot 1. So he's actually looking to be like a pretty decent slot 1 unit, honestly. And then don't forget, this is not a character like Tech Pan, where Pan is actually pretty good in slot 1, but then after she attacks, she gets like 1 shot, because his super attack effect is stacking defense for. This character's supering like 1,000,000 times, right? So he's gonna be fine, and he has damage reduction still. Okay. Then he launches an additional super attack and a medium chance of launching another additional super attack as the 2nd or 3rd attacker in a turn. And then he launches an additional super attack when activating the active skill or when key is 20 or more. So let's just see, how many supers can this character do? And you know what else is something to mention? Is this going to be a character where you can like use the active skill in slots 2 and 3? And then move him into slot 1, and then have him gain the effects of the slot 2, and then have him also gain the effects of being in slot 1 by doing the active skill in slots 2 and 3. I think that's how this is going to work. So let's just say you put him in slot 2 and you use the active skill. Now all of a sudden you have so you're going to do an additional super attack, and then you're going to have a 30% chance of doing another super attack, so that's 2. Then you use the active skill, so you're supering for a 3rd time. Then you move him in slot 1, and then he has a 50% chance of doing another super from here. Then he's doing his normal attack. Then he's doing the hidden potential. So he can super. So if you use the active skill in slots 2 and 3, and then you move him into slot 1, you can super 6 times. 6 times on that turn. Sure. And don't forget, he's greatly raising attack and defense for 50% every super. And then his 18 key is greatly raising attack and defense and raising the defense of the entire rotation by another 50%. What is this character? All right, and then here's the active skill. Causes ultimate damage to enemy, and within the turn activated, evades enemies' attacks. So in that same scenario I just described, not only will he be supering 6 times, he is immune to taking damage in slot 1. Okay. Active skill condition can be activated when HP is 50% or less, or when facing one enemy whose HP is 50% or less. So this is the exact same condition as the 7th anniversary LRs when they transform, like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. So I think what can probably happen is you can probably get this active skill on the same turn that you transform, which is really nice considering I think it's going to be pretty tough to transform this unit. So that's good. That's good for sure. So this guy's looking pretty insane. So there's Vegito. Now let's talk about ZAMASU. Now this ZAMASU is introducing the first ever domain mechanic to Dokkan. So here are his categories: Realm of Gods, Potara, Future Saga, Time Travelers, Final Trump Card, Exploding Rage, Worldwide Chaos, Battle of Fate, Fused Fighter's Power, which is a really strong categories for a villain character. Leader skill, again, he has the same structure in his leader skill as the Vegito unit does, which is, again, a really, really good thing, considering you can blanket leader skill the entire Extreme class of this unit. That's really strong for Extreme. Realm of Gods, Worldwide Chaos, or Fused Fighters, so a pretty big set of characters fit under that, for sure. Then Time Travelers and Final Trump card gain the extra buff. Alright, so here are his super attacks. So his 12 key super attack, greatly raised attack and defense for 1 turn, colossal damage, and greatly lowers defense. So he's getting 50% for 1 turn on that. The 18 key super attack massively raises attack and defense for massively raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn. Wait, is that just 1 turn? I will actually be right back, because I swore that the JP stream has him stacking defense on 18 key. I will be right back. All right, no, it was just an issue with like the comma placement, and I got confused. So yeah, it is a 1-turn defensive raise on 18 key super, which is interesting because like this is kind of like an LR cooler situation, right? Where he actually raises defense higher on his 12 key. Because remember, STR cooler, right? He doesn't gain defense on his 18 key super attack effect, but he's greatly raising defense for 1 turn on his 12 key. Kind of similar here. I mean, at least he's still raising defense on his 18 key, but he's getting a great raise for 1 turn on his 12 key. Okay. Then he's doing Mega Colossal and greatly lowers attack. Oh my god, this passive, dude. Alright, so activates the entrance animation once only, reduces damage received by 20% for 4 turns from start of turn, plus an additional damage reduction of 20% for the first turn. When there is another Realm of Gods category ally on the team at start of character's attacking turn, which of course he has Realm of Gods leader skill, so it's not going to be too bad to get that activated. So he's basically getting 40% damage reduction for the first turn, and then for the subsequent turn after that he's getting 20% from just the entrance buff. Okay. 6 key is really good. So he's getting 6 key, attack and defense plus 100%. Then he's getting key plus 3 and attack and defense plus 50% when there are no Realm of Gods category enemies. That's funny because it's like the entire premise behind ZAMASU is like he wants to eliminate all the gods. That's cool. I like that thematically. 3 key and attack and defense plus 50% when there are no Realm of Gods category enemies. Interesting. Then he has a high chance of performing a crit, just 50%. So you probably aren't going to want to give this guy any chances to crit from his hidden potential system. You probably just want to go full additional for this character, I guess, or dodge depending on. Well, you probably don't want to go dodge in this character, and we'll go through that later. And then he reduces damage received by 40% baseline. So for the first turn, this character has 80% damage reduction. And then the second turn, he has 60%. And then the turn after that, he's going to have 40%. So it's kind of like a newer, like a new age version of LR Golden Frieza, where he's starting with mega high damage reduction, and then it's slowly diminishing every single turn. But that's fine because, again, we're going to get to the domain mechanic. Plus an additional defense plus 50% when receiving an attack. And if HP is 70% or less when receiving an attack, plus an additional defense plus 50%. Okay. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack within the same turn after receiving an attack. So it sounds like they really want you to put this guy in slot 1, which is, again, not going to be a problem for like the first 2 turns because he's going to have 80% and 60% damage reduction. Then he gets an additional attack plus 25% with each attack received up to 150%. So what? That's 6 attacks he wants to eat. Which, again, if you're putting him in slot 1, it shouldn't be that hard to do. So he seems pretty good. I mean, he's getting 100% attack and defense. He's getting 50% if there's no Realm of Gods enemy. Then he's getting an additional 150% attack there. I think this is a character that, just based off of what I'm reading that right now, it sounds like he's not going to do that much damage. But I don't know if that's really what this character is about, because we're about to get into the domain here. Yeah, active skill, Omnipresence. Creates the domain Infinite ZAMASU. Raises extreme class allies key by 3 and becomes omnipresent for 5 turns. So he's giving 3 key to extreme class allies. I don't know if that means that even on rotations where he's not there, he's giving the 3 key or not. I think that's probably how it would work, I think, because it doesn't say anything about that, but we'll see. All right, so active skill conditions. He has the exact same conditions as Vegito, the transform, which again can be annoying, but I think for this ZAMASU, honestly, I think it works pretty well because by the time you get to turn 5, his damage reduction will have now dropped to 40% from 60%. So he's not really going to be struggling to survive before you get to this condition, and then you activate this condition to go into Infinite ZAMASU, and then he's basically unkillable. So here, Domain, Infinite ZAMASU increases damage received by superclass enemies and allies by 30%. So I don't really know how this works. This is probably going to be a new type of calculation that's going to be in the game, because we've never really had an effect that just straight up says this type of character takes more damage. This is probably going to be what this is probably going to be. Is it's probably going to be a separate calculation, which is insane if you think about how ridiculous that actually is. Like, so I think what this is going to be is, let's just say you have, I don't know, Ma Jr. Piccolo Jr. is attacking in slot 2 in the rotation. Piccolo Jr. does 5 million damage to the enemy. If you have this domain up and the enemy is superclass, which again, not right now, it's not really that big of a deal because there's not that many superclass enemies. But if the enemy were to be superclass, you, I think, would just multiply that 5 million damage by 1.3, which is a true 30% increase, which is insane. That is crazy. So we'll see if that's how that works, but that's really good. Again, right now, not that many superclass enemies that exist, so it's not going to be super crazy, but this effect on its own is ridiculous. All right, so here we go, the Infinite ZAMASU form. So the 12 key super attack is the Light of Doom. Greatly raise attack and defense for greatly raise attack for 1 turn and causes colossal damage to enemy. Then the 18 key is ZAMASU's Justice and Order. Massively raise attack for 1 turn and causes mega colossal damage to all enemies. So that is an AoE. Okay. And then the passive is a universe named ZAMASU. So, do you guys think this first line is good? Nullifies all attacks directed at the character. Is that good? I don't know. Maybe. maybe an ability where you nullify every attack aimed at this character is pretty strong. So key plus 4 and attack plus 300%. Okay. Changes AGL and STR key spheres to tech key spheres. And then worldwide chaos category allies get 60% defense with 4 or more tech key spheres obtained. So he's supporting. He's making superclass enemies take more damage. Oh, I guess something important to note that I didn't really touch on with this is you really don't want to run superclass allies with this character because he's making them take 30% more damage. So you don't want to run superclass allies with the character at all. Do not. But this is crazy. So the reason why this is so insane and why this synergizes so well with his pre-transformed form here is because, remember, turn 1, he's going to be at 80% damage reduction. Turn 3/4, he's going to be at 60% damage reduction. Then on turn 5 or 6, you can go into, the domain here, and this domain lasts for 5 turns. So can this character die? I mean, it's going to be like turn 10 by the time you are by the time the domain effect finishes. Is there anything that can kill him? This is going to be ridiculous, man. This character looks so stupid. So, this is just ridiculous. So those are the new characters. We took a look at everything that they can do. We're really not going to get a full understanding, of course, as to how they work until we use them in game, but they both look ridiculous to me. Now, there is at least one other thing I do want to mention. I guess 2 other things. So first, there's new summon animations. They showed this. I don't think these are permanent. I think it's going to be more so like, if you guys remember the superhero banners with LR Ultimate Gohan and Power Awakening Piccolo, they had the temporary superhero animations. I think that's what this is going to be like. So we'll see what kind of new animations they have. But then the last thing I want to just mention quickly, and this is the biggest thing that they talked about in the entire thing, is they should have a splash screen for this, because this is mind-blowing ridiculous. So here we go. The schedules of the Japanese and international versions of Dokkan Battle will be unified. Until now, both versions were following their own schedule when implementing new characters and events. So here we go. We'll unify the operation schedules of the Japanese and international versions. This means you will be able to play the same campaigns and events at the same time. So they mentioned in the JP stream that they don't have a set, well, they probably do, but they can't talk about exactly when this is going to happen. And I don't know how they'll handle this. Like, is the 9th anniversary going to happen on both versions at the same time? Maybe, right? How are they going to catch global up to JP? Are they going to release like 1 million banners to catch global up? Like, I don't know how this is going to work, functionally. But the premise, I think, is very, very strong, and I think a lot of people are really, really excited about this. This, at least for me, this is going to result in me releasing a lot more Dokkan videos, for sure, 100%. So that's very, very powerful. All players from around the world will be able to enjoy the same campaigns and events at the same time. Many international version players have asked for this, and we're happy to announce that your wish is coming true. I'm pretty sure the main reason why they even know about this is because you guys were asking for this in the surveys. So again, they really do listen to the surveys, and they look at what you guys write here. So this, if they actually, came to the conclusion to work hard and implement this change based off of the feedback from the surveys, like 2 thumbs up from me. That this is one of the better. This is probably the single best thing they could have done for the game's health, I think, moving forward. So this is really, really good. Yeah, and they can't. I promise we'll give you more details at a later date. And then yeah, so they also mentioned that we have decided that the main producer Omatsu will be the one hosting these videos starting from the next one. And I'll do my best to keep giving all new players around the globe lots of exciting news. So it looks like Kodo. I don't know if Kodo is she stepping back. Yeah, I don't think they specifically mentioned if Kodo was like leaving the team, but Omatsu we know is going to be taking over for doing these Dokkan Now videos at least. Alrighty, and that is going to be it. I think by the time I publish this video, it'll be around 2.5 hours until the banners come out. I will be live streaming my summons, but this is looking like one of the best celebrations ever, if not strictly the single best celebration ever in Dokkan. They're syncing the versions. We're getting new summon animations, if not just temporary ones. And then Vegito and ZAMASU both look ridiculous. We got a new domain mechanic coming out. We got a bunch of EZAs. We got, we got some sub EZAs. All these different events, red zone. Like this is looking very, very strong. So let me know down below what you guys think about everything we talked about here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.